Alright, for today's Best of 2022 category is some of the best puzzle games. A category full of brain melters, brain teasers, brain scratchers, however you want to define them. So if you're looking for really great games to prove how clever or not so clever you are, then let's get into it. For the Contender Award this year, it will go to all the puzzle games that I did not get a chance to play, because there's a lot of them out there. And for everyone that I played, I'm sure I missed quite a few. So if you have a favorite one that you would like me to take a look at, or just want to give a shout out to, be sure to leave in the comments down below. For the honorable mention, that is going to go to the Entropy Center. And hopefully I said about slurring it too badly. But the Entropy Center is essentially another take off of the Portal, you're part of a secret organization or company and something has gone horribly wrong formula. But we are replacing physics and portal leaping with the ability to rewind time. The challenge of this one is every puzzle essentially has to be solved in reverse, as you need to figure out what steps you need to do, then actually do them the opposite, or in reverse, in order to get through it. All told through, of course, environmental storytelling, emails, lore, and more. The reason why it doesn't get higher up on the list is that while I did play through most of it, I did get stuck at a few spots, and I just got a little bit too annoyed with the kind of reverse logic in order to want to keep playing it. But if you are looking for a Portal-like, Portal-adjacent style puzzle game, and you haven't checked it out, then this one is a decent one to dive or rewind into. Coming in at number 3, we have Taji. This is a kind of Witness-like that involves you, well, solving lots and lots of puzzles. Much like The Witness in this kind of frame, you'll be exploring the area, completely open world. As you find different puzzles, you'll learn how the various rules and mechanics work, and of course this will lead to bigger and bigger and harder puzzles. My issue with this one is that while it is a really good puzzle game, if you are looking for kind of a Witness-like, I highly recommend it. It doesn't, I think, do a good enough job of onboarding some of the basic rules and tenets for how the world works. There were several puzzles that, as I knew that the game was losing me, was when it just felt like I did something and I had no idea why I actually solved the puzzle. And because of that, it just started to lose my interest. This is definitely not for beginners. And if you are looking for a very challenging puzzle game, then Taji is definitely one to check out. Alright, for number 2, that is going to be The Last Cube. This is a kind of, I guess, not so much, cube simulator style game, but a puzzle game built on a variety of mechanics. Taking place on Cube World, it is your job in order to figure out how the world has broken apart and repaired, which apparently involves, well, solving puzzles on each one of its faces. Each area gives you a different color or a different kind of style, which is then used for puzzle solving, from teleporting, creating blocks, clones, and more. This is a very smartly designed puzzle game, with a lot going on under the hood in terms of its lore, as well as with bonus objectives and things to go for. There are hidden levels, bonus challenges, and even advanced optional ways of getting through some of these levels that may even break your brain further than trying to solve the game normally. This again is one of those puzzle games that you'll keep playing it until you get stuck, and like a lot of the puzzle games that we've seen, it may be hard to kind of get back that interest once you get stuck at any particular spot, but this is still a fantastic puzzle game, and certainly one to play if you are looking for not only one that gives you some challenge, but also does a lot with kind of the aesthetics and the nature or everything surrounding the world as well. And for number 1 of the best puzzle game, well, I kind of have a cheat. It is a collection of puzzle games. This is Last Call BBS by Zachtronics. who this was supposedly going to be the last game from Zach Barth. Then he quit making video games and went to teaching. Then he quit teaching and went back to making video games. And now I'm sure something is going to be coming from Zach. It mostly won't be coming from the Zachtronics brand, but I'm sure whatever will be incredibly challenging, technical, and will lose a lot of us in terms of trying to figure out how to play it. But Last Call BBS represents a collection of various puzzle mechanics and systems that individually probably wouldn't be enough to make an entire game around, but here is a great collection of different puzzle elements and designs. Many different kinds of solitaire in this one, not to be confused with the Solitaire collection that they also put out, I believe it was a little bit after this one. One of my favorites was the kind of figure out the dungeon maze, kind of its own take off of Picross. There's also a game about dealing with flesh and making demons that is as confusing as it is mysterious. Several different types of, there's a Puyo Pup style game, or Puyo Puyo, which I'm completely butchering there. Even a model maker, if you want all the joys and dopamine of assembling a Gundam-like. Even with that dopamine hit of when you finally get that piece to snap into place. This is, again, one of those games that it's kind of hard to judge or I think review given just how much there is to it. But if you are a fan of Zachtronics or you're looking for a really interesting mix of puzzle games and design, then I highly recommend this one. And we'll see where the next Zach like Zach or whatever will come from in the future. But that is going to do it for puzzle games. Thank you so much for watching. Do the liking, subscribing, and commenting. Check out the Discord and Patreon link down below. And we'll be back real soon for the next award category here on Game Wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games.